your servant Jonah. How did I end up in this place in the belly of this smelly fish? It was just a couple weeks ago I was praying in the Holy Temple, and you spoke to me, and you've spoken to me so many times. But why'd you give me this assignment, God? Out of all the things that you could ask me to do, why would you ask me to go to Nineveh? Out of all the places, you know how much I hate them. Look at what they've done to your people. They're such wicked, terrible people. I mean, they build monuments to their atrocities, to the slaughters and massacres. So many nations have been captured by them, and they violate the innocent. They kill and murder. And why do you care about them, God? Out of all the people, why do you care about? Why would you want me to go to them and to tell them to repent? And look at me now. Here I am in the belly of this fish. I guess I should be grateful that I'm alive, but really, God, out of all the things to ask me to do, to go to Nineveh. I mean, I have been happy to be your servant, Lord, and I've gone and I've done whatever you have asked me. And when people came and they were seeking your wisdom and your advice, I would go into the temple and I would pray, and you've always spoken to me, God, and I've been a faithful servant of yours, and I've proclaimed your word whenever you've asked me to, and I've delivered your message to your people. Look at all the good that I have done, God. I've told people your commandments, and they've followed you. But why would you ask me to leave your holy city, Jerusalem, to leave your temple, and to go to that place, Nineveh? Really, God? They're my sworn enemy. They're your enemy, God. Look at what they do to you. Are not the Hebrew people your chosen people? And look at how they treat your chosen people. Look at how they've destroyed your people, God. We spent so long in captivity. Why do you care about them? Do you care more about them than me? I mean, time and time again, you have asked me to be faithful to you, and I have always been faithful to you, God. But this one time, you asked me to do this one thing, and you knew that it was the one thing that I would fight you tooth and nail on. Out of all the things to ask me, just this one time, couldn't you just give me the day off, God? Couldn't I just have a vacation? Could I just not delegate this assignment to someone else? Why me? I'm an important person, God. I'm one of your prophets. The people always come to me. What happens if I go to Nineveh and they kill me, God? Who's going to deliver your message then in Jerusalem? Why would you send me to those people? Here I am in the belly of this fish, God, and it reeks in here. I don't know what this fish ate for lunch, but it is absolutely terrible. But you know what? I guess, considering my options, God, I think I'd rather die in the belly of this fish than die in that unholy, disgusting, vile city, Nineveh. I'm probably going to be pooped out on the ocean floor, and my bones won't even be buried with my ancestors. But you know what? That's still better than going to that city. That will do something. For eons to come, that will be a message that they could use against their tourism bureau in Nineveh. It's better to die in the belly of a fish than it is to go to the city Nineveh. That'll teach them a lesson, God. When they tell my story, I'd rather die in the belly of this fish than go to that city, Nineveh. Why do you care about them? Everything they do is an abomination. They defile you at every chance they get. They are a savage people. They even worship other gods. How could you love my enemies? They're nothing but a bunch of angry extremists who just plot and plot and plot these evil schemes of how they can hurt other people and proclaim death to Israel. Why do you care about them so much? And why would you send me to go to them? A Jew out of all people. There's no way on earth they're going to me. They hate me. They're going to kill me. I have to admit, God, when you gave me this assignment and you asked me to go to Nineveh, that was the first thing that went through my mind. If I go to Nineveh, they're going to kill me. Why would you sacrifice me like that for those people? Because you know they're not going to listen. There's no way on earth they're going to listen to you. There's no way that they're going to change or repent or turn to you, God. It's a waste of time to send me to go and speak to them, and I'm going to die in that city. Do you love them more than me, God? That you would spare them and you would sacrifice me? Me, your faithful servant. I'm your servant! And they are an abomination. Why would you take the time to care about them the way that you do? Why can't you just destroy them? Remember Sodom and Gomorrah? You poured out your wrath upon those cities, and Nineveh is 10 times worse than them. Why do you love them so much? Why do you care about them? And why would you send me? I guess, in all fairness, I do remember the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, God. I remember it clearly. Yes, I know you sent a messenger to warn them before you destroyed those cities. But those messengers were angels. They were not human. They were not going to die if they went into that city, God. And look at how they treated those messengers when they went into Sodom and Gomorrah. They tried to brutalize them when they entered those cities. And you poured out your wrath. And yet now you're going to send me to Nineveh, out of all places, to warn them. They're going to do the exact same thing that Sodom and Gomorrah did to your messengers when they came to warn them. It's a waste of time, God. Why do you love them so much, and why would you sacrifice me unto them? They're not your people. I don't understand why you love them in the way that you do. But if you want me to go, God, I have been your servant. I'm going to die in the belly of this fish, or I'm going to die in Nineveh. And I know I said it's probably better to die in the belly of this fish. But if you're willing to give them a second chance, God, perhaps you'll give me a second chance. Give me one chance, God. I'll go. I'll tell them. I doubt that they're going to listen to me, God. I really do. I think you're going to destroy them. Actually, I'm praying and hoping that they don't listen to me, because I really want to see your wrath poured out upon them. But if going to Nineveh is the one way that gets me back to Jerusalem with any chance at all, I'll go and be faithful. The story of Jonah. I shared with you that Jonah was a prophet of Israel. And God gave him an impossible task. And God told Jonah, love your enemies. Was it any harder for us today to love our enemies than it was for Jonah to love his enemies? Are enemies not like the people of Nineveh, who plot and scheme and who are brutal and come up with these ideas of how to hurt and destroy others and to bring down nations, who plot murderous threats against and say death to Israel? Jesus' teachings, as I said, a lot of it came from the story of Jonah. Jonah is not clear whether it's an actual historical event or if it's a parable, but I'm of the opinion that it's more a parable and teaching a lesson of wisdom. Two teachings of Jesus come from the story of Jonah. One, it says, is, you have heard it said, love your neighbor and hate your enemies. And Jesus goes on to say, no, I say unto you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Jesus also says unto his disciples this. He says, the healthy do not need a doctor, but rather is those who are sick who need a doctor.